Hello, and welcome to Out of Memory. I am your gracious ghost, Christopher Hampson, and I am joined today by...
AJ Hamilton.
Yes.
That's where
Is it weird that I paused for you to say your own name?
It's weird that you said ghost.
Yes.
I mean...
It was on purpose.
It's...
Hey, the word host is still in ghost, so...
Ooh. I get it now.
Sure.
Now. It's a good one. It's a spooky episode. Wait, no, it's not at all.
This is not our Halloween episode.
You know.
Yeah.
That's how we roll. Keeping you on your toes.
When is this one coming out? I don't think we know.
No. It doesn't matter. It's that wonderful time of year that you all love. ...
Ambiguous.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
It might be warm, it might be cold, depending on where you are in the world. Enjoy.
Drink.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Drink regardless.
Yeah. What are you drinking tonight, buddy?
I am drinking iced tea and Jameson, if that sounds delicious.
Awful. I could smell that from here.
It's wonderful, actually. I'm very much enjoying it.
I'm happy to hear
in
that.
my Jack in the Box cup. Yes. That's kind of the theme, isn't it?
I don't know what you're.
I don't either.
What you're on about there, sir.
If you haven't looked at the title of this episode, it's a complete mystery.
I never do. The fact that we even publish these is a complete mystery.
It's
hey,
true.
AJ, have you ever been too tired or drunk to cook for yourself?
I absolutely have, Chris. I've absolutely done that. More usually that I don't have the ability to cook, but that's all right. Hey, Chris.
Yo.
Did you ever think, I like chicken, but I don't want to be able to identify it as an animal when I eat it?
I prefer animals that I can recognize to be breaded also, though.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought to yourself, my poo, it comes out too slow and too solid.
Yeah.
I wish there was something we could do to fix that.
Just like Play-Doh. Just like that... the stuff that the Play-Doh machine that squirts it out into shapes.
I like
but
to
adding
think of it
water,
more as
but adding a lot of water,
like the soft serve ice cream machine when it gets low and it has those like sputters while it's coming out too,
or the end of whipped cream. Yes,
yeah. That's what it is.
Everybody can relate. Everybody can relate to this.
Yes, it's true.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Ray Kroc is a genius. It's not a question. It's not a question. I'm sorry. It's just a fact.
Well, the answer's 3.
Have you ever seen The Founder? Oh, there's the question. There's the question.
There. Do I get to answer this?
Yeah, I guess so. Have you?
3.
Yep. Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. No, The Founder with Michael Keaton.
I have seen that. That is an excellent movie. I think is John Goodman in that also?
No, Nick Offerman is.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yes,
that's what it is.
They're both forces of nature in acting.
If I saw a silhouette of one of them, I wouldn't be able to distinguish unless it was like a profile and the mustache was present.
Well, but I've seen movies that John Goodman had a mustache in. So what are you going to do then?
That's true. Check us out online at our website, Out of Memory /fake website, and take our silhouette test. Is this Nick Offerman or John Goodman?
It's my favorite test. I take it every day, every morning.
Psychiatrists love it too. It's replacing the Rorschach.
Yeah.
So if our one listener hasn't put this together already, today's episode is on fast food
and what we remember about it.
Yeah, I mean specifically fast food from like the 90s.
Yes.
90s, late 90s. That sweet era where fast food wasn't considered to be dangerous or causing obesity,
and encouraged in schools. And didn't we have?
Was there fast food in schools?
Do you remember the Taco Bell sort of stand at our high school?
No,
there was,
and I don't know how I can forget.
Oh my God, they offered like all of these things that were clearly not Taco Bell ingredients, but they called them. It was like they were making tacos out of chalupas, but they were. It was like
It's like it's just whatever they didn't use at Taco Bell or found in the garbage. They recycle it.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they were like, oh, fuck them. They don't need actual food.
I feel like I get the same quality of food when I go through a Taco Bell drive-through today.
30% soy, 50% raccoon,
25% napkins.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it.
What was your go-to fast food place when you were young?
I think the
golden years.
The golden years were the golden arches, man. Although I did have a soft spot for BK, the Burger King. This was before the horrifying king of burgers was their mascot. Do you remember that guy for a while? He was in like the 2000s.
I mean, we could do a whole episode on just
him. Yes,
he had his own video game.
What?
Yeah, on Xbox 360.
Oh, thank God!
You could buy it at Burger King for like $10.
Of course you could.
It was pretty funny actually. It was called Sneaking. and yeah, you would have to like tiptoe behind people and have them not see you, and you'd have to charge up your like presentation, and you get like different levels, and you do like a little fucking show. You'd like juggle the burgers and like I don't know, like stab your child without you looking.
Horrifying.
Yeah, some horrifying thing.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think the big two, McDonald's and Burger King. But I liked.
The big two.
Yeah, right. I mean, those were the competitors. I liked Burger King a little bit more back in the 90s because of the BK Kids Club, because that was sort of more interactive. You know,
interactive and multicultural.
Sure. Absolutely.
All inclusive of all kinds.
There was them. There was the Captain, the Planeteers. There was that the new generation of
the
Ghostbusters. I mean, it was all kind of that.
You're just calling out any like band of people that has a wheelchair in it.
You know what? You've caught me. Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. But no, I mean, multiculturalism, that was actually a big push, kind of. I mean, and they were humans too. The BK Kids Club were humans, not the horrifying mascots that McDonald's had.
You call them horrifying now, but it is multiculturalism light years ahead of its time, when we were taken over by awful bush people and
birds and
giant
grimaces.
androgynous purple people.
I like Birdie, actually. She had a good energy to her.
What is Birdie?
Birdie was the bird friend of Ronald McDonald.
Nope, all I can picture is Chuck E. Cheese.
All right, she couldn't put her arms down, just like that little kid from A Christmas Story, but she always had her wings out. And funny enough, she had aviator goggles, as if she was also a pilot, but she could fly, I assume.
It sounds like she had like freakazoid syndrome.
Yep.
So you liked McDonald's and Burger King. I was an unloyal bitch. Okay. I definitely, wherever the toys were good.
Oh,
like, that's where we would go.
You know what? You are absolutely right. I mean, my dad, I remember every week during certain promotions, he would every Wednesday, we had a half day, I think, in middle school or elementary school on Wednesdays, and he would take me to Burger King, and we would get our food, and we would also get that toy. And it was weekly, I think. I think that's how it all worked. And sometimes we would...
They only ran them for a week?
I think each toy would be, like, exchanged out for a week. I don't know. I'm not exactly... This is something that we'll have to research in the second half, because I have no idea how... Is it a grab bag? Is it whatever? I don't know who we're going to have to
what was their schedule?
Interview. Yes, exactly. But I do remember it sort of changing, and sometimes we would go back inside and be like, hey, do you have a different one?
Yeah,
can we exchange it?
Because sometimes you'd go for like a month straight, and you would still only get that one crappy plastic Hot Wheels toy.
Right. Oh, the crappy plastic Hot Wheel toy was like the go-to thing. When they didn't have a movie or TV tie-in, it was that or Barbies.
Yes, and I had the complete set of both.
Uh, well, and that was the time when they would
Well,
say, "Is
the Barbies were a real problem
uh-huh,
in the world of race cars.
yeah,
The Barbies would come and they'd flower up the roads. They'd
Ugh.
have their tea parties, like right in between their jumps.
throw the makeup on the windshields."
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
God, typical.
typical.
No, I actually, that was one of my I wasn't a huge car fan necessarily because I wanted the figures, I wanted the toys, but not to say that they weren't toys, but one of the coolest parts about those promotions, do you remember the Happy Meal boxes?
Yes, and in fact, I have some of the fondest memories of like, and I it has to be like whoever wanted to do like a promotion with McDonald's
Yeah,
decided how much they want to invest. If they want to go for the gold package, where it's not
sure.
only a toy and they get commercials with it, but they also like they do something sweet with the box. Like
Right.
particularly the Mario had a promotion there,
Oh,
and I don't even remember if like what the toys were, but I remember the box I kept for as long as I could before it like just like
disintegrated.
evaporated
Yeah, yeah,
because
exactly.
it's pretty much just compostable
Of
cardboard.
course.
But you could punch it out and you could make like a little paper Mario like you were playing fucking Nintendo. And I didn't have
Oh.
Nintendo at the time, and I was starved to pretend that I had anything close to what other kids had.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Well, and that what they did with the Hot Wheels is they would make either jumps or you could like connect the boxes together. There would be like four different boxes and you could run them through. There would be connectors that would punch out and connect within the box so you could send it through as like a little launch pad or something. I don't know. There was
That's impressive.
it was I think I remember one that connected about six or eight boxes possibly, and I don't know what this promotion was, but just it was a massive playset essentially. It made no sense why they put this much thought into it, but it was fascinating the stuff. And I don't know if anybody we're not advertising for Loot Crate, but they kind of do that with their own boxes now.
Yeah, where you can kind of build them up.
Yeah, and then tear them down. No,
See, the fat, unhealthy generation has grown into its own, and now that's all that we want is to get back to that
nerd
era.
stuff. I love it.
Nerd stuff. I do too. I do too.
Indeed.
I do have a very serious question, and that is
Yes.
a burger a sandwich?
Oh, that is difficult. Well, it's on a it it is food within a it's a type of meat within bread, but I think it's its own thing. I think it's a God. What is where do you
Yeah.
fall on it?
I mean, definitively, the answer is no,
Yeah,
and yes.
I've never thought of it as a sandwich, really. I think they, like, eventually they would refer to it as, like, a burger sandwich or I mean, the chicken sandwich, they call it a chicken sandwich or a McChicken, I guess. I know that we're falling heavily on the golden arches, but, that's sort of the gold standard of
I feel like
fast
we
food.
shouldn't as much until they pay us for some
That's
advertising
very
here.
true. That's
Yeah.
very true. Let's withhold this episode.
Yes, and cut. Yeah, so let's just agree that all burgers are actually just hermaphroditic food
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh,
If
food entrees.
if you're
Um,
not in a Subway or a Togo's, you're not eating a sandwich. Calm down.
Disgusting, disgusting. If you're in a Togo's or a Subway, you should seek help.
Because Quiznos is the what are we advertising for? I don't know what's going on right now.
I feel like we're advertising for unhealthy lifestyles
Bad
mostly.
bad
The
nostalgia.
90s were not good
Mm-mm.
choices. Yeah,
God no.
fuck.
No. So yeah, if your children are listening to us, well, that's the interesting thing is I
Don't let your children listen
don't
to
yeah,
this.
fuck no. But yeah, no the I guess we've been talking a lot about the toys because that kind of draws in the kids. That was the whole thing. That was the unhealthy, you know, I think once a week or once a month is okay for fast food, but it shouldn't be had weekly or daily at all.
Until the fast food wars stepped up their game and went beyond the toys, and
Right.
they started putting playgrounds inside
I
their.
know.
I almost called it a restaurant, and that I almost threw up while doing it. But yeah, the McDonald's play place, and like even worse, like the unshaded Burger King, like cook your
Oh my
child's
God.
tubes that they had outside.
That's right. They were always playing catch up, weren't they?
You'd always get
Ketchup.
shocked in those plastic. That's yeah, pretty.
Yeah, thank you.
You'd always get shocked in those tubes by like the exposed like metal like bolts that are sticking out.
Well, some weird kid was probably rubbing his hair all against the thing and had his birthday there with the static balloons, and that's what would do it.
That's what always does it. Somebody with a fucking fleece jacket every morning just goes out there and rolls their body in every tube.
How sad?
I think the first kid in there dies.
How sad would it be? I mean, I'm not saying this is a horrible thing, but what if your birthday was held strictly at a play place? Like that was your treat for your birthday.
I'm pretty sure that has happened.
And
sir,
yeah.
you are now judging people.
I am.
Maybe you can't afford a better standard of disgusting meal and place to have a birthday party.
But
sir.
Hey, listen, you know what? Actually, I'm going to admit it. It's a magical place. It's like a tiny mini Disneyland is what
It's not.
It's not
It's
at all.
not.
I'm just
It's not.
I'm just backing up here.
It's like a as close as you can get to like a place where kids can be drunk. It's just like eat a whole bunch of disgusting kind of meat products and drink a bucket of sugar.
Oh, yeah.
And then go balls out. Take your fucking shoes off. Who cares? Go balls out. Go in this thing. Take a piss. Jump in the ball pit. Lose your diaper.
Oh, God. Now, here's the thing. I never thought as a child how disgusting those places are. But my God, they've got to be just riddled with goo. Just goo.
I definitely want to follow up with like the worst things found in a play place. Injuries. I'm sure there's some fucking injuries that have happened.
Oh, I'm sure somebody forgot their kid. And the kid is
totally.
is
or,
the
or
ruler.
Just straight up abandon them.
Yeah,
they're
and that child is the ruler of that play place now, and they just can't get him out.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. I remember a story. Somebody found a fucking finger or a thumb in some kind of fast food sandwich.
Good Lord.
And I think that it ended up being like their own or their relatives. Like I don't know. That we'll have to look into that.
I
one
think
too.
that might have been chili, but I gotta believe that there's something gross or weird about fast food in general. Yeah.
Let's find the worst stories, the scariest mascots.
Ooh, you got that coming up for you guys.
For sure.
Ooh,
and,
that's exciting.
And fuck it, let's do the best and worst toys.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, we absolutely will. I mean, I remember. I mean, there were different types of toys. There were like the racers that were like figures, but they were sitting in a car. There were the sort of Transformers type of things. There were just the straight figures. Like they would transform.
It was a shape that you like break your nail to like pick their arms and head out of their like their form.
Exactly, and usually it would be some sort of food product transforming.
Yes,
that was
like
weird.
Fries or shake that would turn into something.
Yeah,
I really did like those though.
I did too. They were unique. There was one I'm getting flashes of that transformed from food into dinosaurs for some reason. I don't know. We'll look that up.
Because where do you think that this planet's heading?
It's just a circle.
And then the be all end all toy giveaway Pokemon.
Oh,
I have to believe that was record setting.
It's got to have been, and that actually leads me to: do you remember premium toys, premium fast food toys?
I don't think that was ever offered to my family.
I'm so sorry. You were of a lower stature. One of the serfs.
Yes. They could tell when we walked through the door. I think it was the smell.
In feudal McDonald's, they did not allow you to. No, there were these things that were like you could pay for watches. They were along the same promotion, and usually it was like a larger plush toy or watches, as I said, or with the Pokemon. And I think I may have mentioned this on the Pokemon episode. The gold Pokemon cards that came in a functional, I say functional loosely, Pokeball. And it would
Oh no, that thing could really catch Pokemon.
oh, cool. I never tried. I just used it to display my gold-plated Pokemon card. It was a real dumb purchase, but it was kind of fun because you could press the middle button and it would open up the top, and then you would see your thing, and then you were like, "Why did I spend $10 on this?"
Usually, when I open up the top, I can see my thing. Do you still have the gold-plated Pokemon?
I absolutely do. It was Pikachu.
And you never let me play with them.
It
I
was
put that behind
it was
a wall of plastic.
definitely behind plastic. Yep. I had
potatoes.
I would be shocked at how many of these toys I still have in like some box somewhere. That would be
I would imagine all of them.
Well, my dad
I think that should be part of your research. I think you have to look.
My dad refuses to throw anything away of my childhood. He told me, because he moved around a bunch, and he said, "You know what? I'm not going to throw away any of your toys unless you tell me it's okay to throw them away."
And you never get
and of course I would never. No, absolutely not, because I'm like, "Hey, you have a big house. You just fill up my room. It's fine."
Remember that fear of being crushed by newspapers you collect? Well, don't worry about that. You're definitely going to be killed by all of my toys.
It's been replaced by PVC.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. What else? I actually remember the Burger King Kids Club was kind of cool because I had a membership card, and there was a monthly magazine that came to my house.
Yeah, that's pretty extreme.
How
that's you have to really be duking it out with McDonald's to like go to that length.
How indoctrinating is that? Like I remember Goosebumps had like a membership that you could get, that you would get like every month. You would get a little a magazine and maybe a poster or stickers or something like that. But when it's fast food, that's just another advertisement to, hey, remember, fatten your kid up. He's not fat enough.
Let's see if the Burger King Kids Club membership still exists, because it might.
Ooh, that would be fascinating. But
like it might.
I do remember it was kind of focused on eco stuff. Maybe I'm getting that wrong, but I want to research that. I want to find out whether or not the drive was like for supporting your community and supporting like recycling and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like they had good PR outreach.
Kind of.
At that point.
Yeah, I think that they were going more for like the green side, and they were like, nah, look at old Golden Arches. They're the fucked up ones. They're the guys with the pink sludge creating their nuggets, and they were no better, I'm sure. Yeah, no, it's the oh god, I am actually embarrassed sometimes to eat fast food in front of girl on couch.
Yeah, she's looking pretty disgusted right now. Are you eating it right now?
No, God, no. No, we're recording a podcast right now.
Yes,
I wouldn't eat. I would drink, which I am drinking. But I would not eat.
So am I.
Mm-hmm.
And you're drinking from a Taco Bell cup, you said? Or
I said Jack in the Box. That was the weird thing. Jack in the Box barely had any toys. Also, Wendy's and Taco Bell toys, usually bad. Usually poor examples of things.
I don't remember what that was. Oh, God, I'm kind of getting hungry.
I am too. We should probably... Okay, we're gonna go out and we're gonna get a healthy meal, right?
Yes,
and then,
definitely something with a vitamin riddled chocolate shake.
Perfect.
Yes,
indeed, and maybe some jalapeno poppers that are essentially a vegetable.
I think that we gotta order something close to the menu as it was. Like none of this chicken fry bullshit.
No, God no. None of the Jack in the Box taco truck food that they have now. The
Yeah,
hell? What are you trying to be? You think you're special? You think you're better than us?
I think he's pretty special.
He's pretty special. Fair enough.
He's pretty special.
Yeah, it's true. But
All right,
yeah, we're gonna go experience what it was like and what
then
it
we
is
will
like
continue
now.
this podcast from the hospital.
Out of memory.
Hey everybody, we are back with Out of Memory. It's
Jeez.
me and Chris still.
Hey guys.
Yeah. And we're still talking about fast food. And
damn, what a week of research.
my God, right off the bat, would not recommend eating a bunch of fast food.
No. And this is definitely the most, I don't know, grown up, I guess I felt. More I feel I boxed in as labeling myself as an adult. Ordering off the kids menu.
Yeah.
Like with a beard as long as mine. And yeah, no good reason to do it. It was awful. And definitely not as satisfying as I remember.
No, and it was super awkward. I kept ordering like an item for me and then the kids' meal because I didn't want I wanted them to think, oh, he's got a kid at home, probably sick with the flu or something. They want a little toy. He's bringing them a Happy Meal back. And I wasn't. That was all for me. I ate the nuggets.
I'm pretty sure as an adult, if you don't have a child present with you when ordering a kid's meal, I think they first check to see if you are driving a van.
Yep. And they check your history. You know, your legal history, that whole thing.
You have to wait 9 days before you receive your kid's meal.
Longer cooling down period.
Yes.
Well, I got a couple of toys actually out of these meals. I went to McDonald's. I got a Skylander adventure thing.
Walk me through the whole experience.
Yeah. Drove up. I never did I get out and go up, and for all they knew,
out of shame,
of course.
Yeah.
Never could they tell that a child wasn't in there until I got up to the pay window. And
I drove through with my buddy in the passenger seat.
Oh, excellent. I did it alone, so even weirder. And they do still have McDonald's still has those the cardboard box little red ones with the smiley face on it with the golden arches at the top for the handles. Nice. Yep. Burger King still has those crappy bags where they're trying to save the environment because they're recycled.
Yeah, I got the Burger King crappy bag too. Mm-hmm. And in retrospect of how I felt about kids' meals, I feel like they were not even trying very hard. No, I think there was like connect the dots on there and a couple of like shitty puzzles.
Of course.
That experience of like having that box Happy Meal, I don't know why, but it feels more complete.
It was magical. And also now they don't have anything on the outside of the box. It's just maybe they do it for other promotions or something, but this one was just the plain red box. That was it.
Yeah.
And now the options actually are you get you can have apple juice or or milk, which is I guess healthier, right, than a soda. It's good.
Yeah, or a back rub.
No, that's just up to taste.
Or a piggyback ride.
And then you actually get a little bit amount of fries, and then you can also get apple slices or something like that.
Could you supersize kids' meals at one point?
Yeah, there was like I can't remember what the hell the term was for it, but you get like a larger burger or a 6-piece McNuggets instead of the 4. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for growing kids.
I think you order a kid's meal and then you say, but I'm a big boy or something like that. And then they make it a little bit bigger.
And then they take you down to the basement and they're like, okay, we know what you want.
Do you need us to drive you home or call your mom?
I don't know where I live. So yeah, these toys were fine. They still have those um, triangle screws in the back of them where you can't take them apart no matter how hard you smack them against a wall.
Yeah.
And
Choking hazard.
yeah, I guess that makes sense.
All these babies with screwdrivers.
Don't even let them try.
They're already choking on the screwdriver.
Take it away. That's not a proper toy. They shouldn't have given a Home Depot pack away with their Happy Meal. There's but that reminds me of the good old toys. Do you remember some of these old toys that we had
Good old
when
toys,
we were
you mean like racist toys?
Yeah. The bird that sang on the shoulder of that old man in Songs of the South. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. No, the ones that I remember specifically, my first toy was funny because I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons, but it was one of the first toys that I remember getting. Those and the Fry Kids and the little they would just be the food, but they would be dressed up like Mr. Potato Head. It was very weird.
The Fry Kids were?
The Fry
Kids were like those colorful like bushes with legs.
They were, and you could put hats on them, or they were dressed up in costumes or something like that. You could switch the heads. But then there were the Nuggets that you could dress up that had switching outfits and stuff like that. I don't know. There's a lot of
up in ranch or hollandaise.
Some people collected the Furbies and the Beanie Babies when they came out. Yeah. And now they're not worth anything. That's
the best part. It's like everyone knows that these are shit, but I guess collect them.
Everybody was banking on them to be so much money, and
it's like collecting stamps.
I guess, yeah. But that's the thing about collecting anything is now that we're in a collecting society, it doesn't really matter. Everybody holds on to everything, so there's nothing rare that somebody forgot about and didn't remember to collect. Everybody has something out there. I don't know.
It's just the shittiest game of Powerball you've ever played over 30 years.
God, I hope that thing is worth something. I'll hold on to it. I'll pay $100 a month for a storage unit. Don't worry, it's all gonna pay off. What do you remember? Do you remember some good ones?
Yeah. I mean, I think that we had some odd toys that my brother and I liked to play with a lot. Like for some reason, the movie Hook had some good toys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because you could play with them in the bath. I don't know, a lot of like rafts and shit like that. I don't know. The video game ones always got me. I really like some of the Sonic the Hedgehog ones.
Yeah.
There was like Sonic was a launcher. You could you make him run fast. And Tails was a helicopter, which was fucking awesome.
Oh, nice.
I don't remember any other McDonald's toys that could fly.
No. I mean, I always liked the wind-up ones. I always liked the things that had the action to it. That would and then it'd go.
Yeah. Give me some function.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but they did have some Dragon Ball Z ones that were just the action figures, right?
Dude, totally.
And they had like a stand that and a collector card too, wasn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been for the Dragon Ball card game. Who knows?
Probably that one.
I was just outside of that nerd bubble. Very close, but
but
we talked about Pokemon. Pokemon was definitely huge.
Of course, and they had so many of them. There were the gargoyles, which
dude, those ones were
such a good series, such a good group of toys. There were color changers. There was spinners.
Yep.
There was that one break apart thing where Goliath broke apart the rock that was surrounding him.
Oh yeah. I didn't even care that like the toys were getting them wrong at that point. Where,
no, of course.
Whatever like turning to stone meant, they just turned into a boulder.
A boulder.
I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't give a crap.
You did fine, BK Kids Club. Thank you so much.
I guess in retrospect, the Burger King did have some like pretty awesome toys, I guess, in comparison.
I think Burger King and McDonald's were really the only ones that put a lot of stuff into it. Wendy's and Taco Bell sort of usually weren't great. They were more either educational or slightly cheaper. I don't know. What did you find with that?
Yeah, they were not gooder for sure. I kind of found that sometimes Taco
Mhm.
Bell had some awesome stuff. Like when they brought Star Wars back for the special edition release,
Mm.
they had some cool Star Wars stuff.
There was that one that
Uh,
was half it was like a mirrored one, and it was half Vader and
oh yeah,
half Yoda, I think. Something like
that
that.
was dope. I wish I still had that.
Me too.
They also had one that was like a kind of like a cube puzzle. Like it would unfold into different like scenes. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. Yeah.
I only
Gosh.
I only remember that as being the I guess the cool toy series that they had. They don't do toys anymore.
They don't.
They completely just abandoned that and their kids menu. It's just all Taco Bell food, which
Oh,
is
interesting.
collectively gross.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But I guess everything is trying to move. I remember when a whole section of the menu would be dedicated to whatever kids meal was that week or that month or something. And now I actually had a tough time looking around the menu. I was like, oh, it's a tiny little. It barely even shows up because I think that I think they're trying to phase out kids meals because it's a really
It's pretty much the new cigarette.
yeah
Like, you
yeah.
can't advertise to kids. I know it's for kids, but you can't advertise.
You can't. It's mainly to because you can't. I don't know what I'm saying.
Tell not show.
Yeah, yeah. You can't,
Something like that.
no, it's not healthy for kids to want this from such a young age and to entice them into these meals with the promise of toys is such an underhanded way of advertising. But
It's
whatever.
totally It's
Yeah.
that's pedophile tactics.
Do you remember them handing out Legos?
No, I don't. Not at all. I wish that I did.
I think they were like very very tiny. Like even
I think you made that up.
oh maybe yep no yeah it's possible.
The closest thing to me getting Legos at fast food was being able to like stack the empty like burger cartons afterwards. I did actually
Sad
take fast
times.
food. Yeah. Oh, dude, super sad. I did take like old fast food containers like when I was really young and tried to build a thunder tank out of it
Ooh.
with thunder gas.
Why not?
I was like, these pieces like open up in a way that I think the thunder tank would open up.
Yes, perfect. I mean
Sad.
no.
I think we
Sad.
immediately got food stamps after that. After another adult saw me playing with garbage I taped together. Good, moving on.
Yep.
Dude, you know what was a staple of childhood, though?
What's that?
Was Burger King when they ran out of ideas, which it seems like they did every
Mm-hmm.
October, was
Oh.
they handed out those Halloween buckets that would glow in the dark.
Absolutely.
They did that for like 15 years, though, I want to say.
Oh yeah, I remember it constantly. That was I mean, and it wasn't the best idea to carry candy in because you had to open up the top and the top would probably get lost. And don't you want like a pillowcase full of candy and not just this little bucket? But it was a great promotion. I loved it.
Yeah.
It meant that time of year was around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely had like 5 for
Mhm,
sure.
mhm. There was like a pumpkin and a witch and maybe a monster. I don't know what kind of monster, just generic monster.
Like a Frankenstein.
Probably that.
Yeah.
Probably that.
What shitty ones did you find?
Oh, there was one that was Berenstain Bear books.
Boo.
Just a book.
Boo.
Nobody wants a book. Come on.
No.
No, there were actually some interesting one. The Dalmatians, the 101 Dalmatians. I guess there must have been a re-release or something like that. But
Is it the Glenn Close movie?
oh, it might have been. But they made
'Cause Glenn Close was amazing
she was awesome.
in The Devil Wears Prada.
It was
The 101
Streep.
live action Dalmatians is awful. But sorry, please go ahead.
Meryl Streep, but it's okay.
Nah, is it really?
I don't know.
Oh shit.
Well, it's fine. They're both
It is, isn't it?
they're both awful evil women in those.
They're in that
roles.
same category. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean,
They're-
it's an either or. It's like which one can you afford?
They're both very, very high up there in the evil. But no, in the 101 Dalmatian, there was almost 101 toys. Now, a lot of them were sort
Wow,
of repaints
really?
and I don't know, but I saw a picture of them and there were at least, and I stopped counting about after 80, but there were semi-unique ones there were so many of them. It was ridiculous. Made no sense.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
That seems like a financial undertaking to produce 101 toys and then somehow release them over the course of, I have to believe, only like a month.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't have been more than 2. I don't understand it. There were a couple of interesting ones. Power.
I never liked the branded like race car ones.
No,
I don't care how many times they flip over and it's a different character. It felt cheap to me.
Yeah,
Just couldn't do it.
Yeah, the little tiny half character inside their
yes.
inside their cars. Yeah, and then there was Power Rangers that had a figure, and then they had a Zord that they could ride in, but the Zord didn't transform. It was just like a little cart.
It was kind of like what you sit in on like a merry-go-round.
Yes, yeah.
Like if you're
exactly.
not on a horse, you're in like whatever hollowed out animal, elephant,
Ooh,
what have you.
I don't want a hollowed out elephant. That would hurt them. That would be mean to them. Yeah, I mean there were a bunch of things: Tiny Toons, Looney Tunes, Space Jam, Hercules. There was so many. Spider-Man and Batman. I mean,
I remember Batman. I don't remember Spider-Man at all.
Spider-Man had a couple of interesting ones, but they were again those little cars, those little racers.
Yeah.
That weren't.
Boo.
They were dumb.
I say boo to that.
Boo, indeed. But let's jump back into the history of this type of stuff.
Let's jump back.
Jumping back in the back time machine.
Let's go way back.
Okay.
Let's go to the 1800s.
Ooh.
Because that's kind of coined in history as being kind of the start of fast food in Britain. They had a lot of fish and chip shops that were just kind of like get in, get out. Which, I mean, I don't know if you've ever had authentic fish and chips, but it's gross.
Yeah,
it's gross, especially if it's served on like that real newspaper and you get like that sweet ink taste that comes along with it.
Oh yes, lovely. I mean, it's better than the HP sauce or whatever the hell it is that they serve it over there with. It's worse. Now there's Worcestershire sauce, and then there's like
it's the Worcestershire.
Yeah, no, I am not a fan of authentic. I like it over here because they add in so much trans fats and so much salt. It's great. They
Delicious.
know Americans know how to make it. They're. I mean, in the 1900s, that's when it's sort of picked up. Like like most fast food and drive-thrus were actually in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, fast food or drive-thrus became so popular that's actually the reason why cars have cup holders in them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And I think as fast food became more, I guess, convenient, probably with drive-thrus. I mean, it really blew up from the 1970s on, where in 1970, the fast food industry was generating about $6 billion in the U.S.
Okay.
And a study from last year, 2017, shows that it's already grown to like 200 billion.
Holy God.
By 2020, it's supposed to be like over 225 billion. But like, even with all the, I don't know if you would call it health craze, but just kind of like a new era of just people being more aware that like fast food is really shitty for you. It's still expected to grow by like $25 billion.
Oh my God. Just stop, people. Just stop it. I mean, McDonald's has the thing that says over 99 billion served. And hasn't
99 billion?
Yeah. It's 99 billion now. I mean,
disgusting.
That means that I can't do the math right now, but what is it? 7 billion people in the world?
No. We don't do math on this show.
But 99 divided by 7 is, I'm going to do it. And
we'll all wait for you to do it.
Yeah.
What are you doing it on?
That means every single...
Is that a calculator?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I have still a calculator. It means that every single person in the world has gone to McDonald's 14 times. Every
Yeah.
single human being in the world. And I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot, but you know, there are entire countries that don't have McDonald's.
Yeah.
So
For
we
sure.
had to make up that.
But a
That's-
lot of countries do. There's a ton of them that do.
There are a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, in the U.S. alone, I think that we see probably a large amount of those numbers coming in. I read a statistic that in the U.S. could see more than 10,000 TV ads for food per year, and that's not just fast food, and that's just food in general.
Yeah.
But it's estimated that about 90% of kids
Mhm.
visit McDonald's monthly. In
Oh
America.
God. Come on.
That's freaking crazy.
But is it just monthly? I mean, I see people who must take their
I
kids.
imagine at least monthly. That's
Yeah.
the average.
Yeah. I got you. Jesus Christ. 90%. Take your kid out for a walk. Take him to what's better? Jamba Juice? Is that better?
Yeah. Are there any around? Can you?
No, mine's pretty far.
How about a grocery store?
Yeah, grocery
How about
store.
taking them to the grocery store and cook with them?
That would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are grocery deserts. I can't remember what the actual term is.
What does that
but
mean?
It means there are locations in America at least, and I'm assuming in other countries that is I think it's a wasteland where your house is not within walkable distance to a fresh grocery store.
Damn, in bunch of sand, and all you can eat is like cactus and cow skull. Why is there so many cow skull in deserts?
So many cows just get lost. They have bad direction. I think what it is.
Just a bunch of coyotes howling. Yeah, that's all I know about deserts.
And dingoes.
It,
Dingoes eating your baby.
baby cows.
Yep.
Yeah.
The first. Yep. No.
Oh, no, oh, go ahead, please.
And in fact, the first drive-through was created in 1947, and it was Red's Giant Hamburger on Route 66 in Springfield. I didn't look up which Springfield it was.
Yeah,
Sorry,
isn't
everybody.
there like 5 Springfields?
There's a lot. Yeah, Springfield, Illinois. I want to say
Springfield along Route 66.
yes, that one.
Got it.
Yep. And then the drive ups, the people riding out on roller skates that took an interest over the 50s and 60s.
What is that called? Is
like
that roll up? What is that type of serving?
it is car hop. I think it's
Car hop?
Yeah, well, that was what the people were. They would hop to your car, even though they
would
were
not.
rolling. Car hops, yeah. No, car hops. That was basically what
Car hopping sounds like you're getting swindled.
a car hop.
I guess you are. I guess you're eating a burger.
Yeah, exactly. Is a waiter or waitress who brought food to people in their cars at drive-in restaurants. And that would be drive-in restaurants, I suppose, not drive-through restaurants. But when I think about fast food, it sort of is, it's not even sitting there. It's, you drive up to the window, you order, you pay, you drive away. It's
You get the fuck out of there. In fact, that was McDonald's policy for a long time, is that they didn't want people hanging around. So
interesting.
They wouldn't put like gumball machines or newspaper stands or anything like that in there. 'Cause
Right.
They wanted you to just get your food and get out so you can make room for the next idiot.
Interesting. Well, I mean, and now there's not that many car hop places anymore. There's like Sonic. Do you have Sonic?
Yeah.
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 You ever been to Sonic?
I got Sonic. Yeah. I went there particularly because the grilled cheese, like a fast food grilled cheese, sounded interesting. I wouldn't even say desirable. It was pretty cool though. I mean, I think it was made with Texas toast.
Ooh, nice. That's not bad.
Yeah.
There's, again, this is a very interesting way to eat, and I think that it shouldn't be discounted completely, but it has to be something that you balance in your life. It can't be the go-to thing when you're like, you know what, I just don't feel like eating. I'm going to stuff my arteries.
This turned into a TED Talk.
Yeah.
You're welcome, listener.
All right. Well, speaking of horrifying stuff, let's talk about fast food horror stories. What do you think?
Yeah. So Every time that anyone has ever eaten at fast food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's all horror stories. Do you have any specifics?
Yes.
How about worst horror stories?
Worst horror stories. Yes. There is one where a man went to, I believe it was a
Nantucket.
what's it?
Oh, I thought we were doing limericks. Sorry.
He went to Nantucket and
He ordered some fries. Fatter got thighs, and
so trying to derail me. Condom. There. He ordered a burger.
wait, what?
All right.
Condom.
Starting this over.
Okay.
All right. So one of the most horrifying horror stories is a guy went into a Burger King and he bit into his Burger King sandwich and he found an unwrapped and possibly used condom inside.
Holy shit.
His third bite into the burger, he tasted something chewier than the meat, I suppose.
Wow.
And
yeah,
he said it was sour as well, and a bit of a numbing sensation.
What does that mean?
Because there's numbing agents in condoms sometimes.
Oh, I guess I don't know much about condoms.
Make it go longer. I think
That's okay. That's fair.
Yep, this is a condom TED Talk. And he
The reservoir tip.
he sued them, and they resisted for quite a while.
It's the numbing agent.
Oh dear. Pain and suffering, medical expenses, emotional duress. Did
they argue it was ribbed for his pleasure? It was McRibbed.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
There's also a horrifying a woman, not a horrifying woman. She found a full chicken head in one of her fried chicken pieces from McDonald's. There are pictures
that has legitimately been like a fear of mine of like biting into something that's like breading on it and just it being something awful in there.
Oh, I've heard, pretty disgusting, weird stuff. What you heard anything interesting?
Yeah, I heard of a couple of weird finger food stories. I think we mentioned this in the first half that I was gonna look into this a little bit closer.
Yes,
but yeah, at an Arby's. In Michigan, there was someone who bit into a sandwich and like bit into a good chunk of someone's finger.
Oh,
yeah. They said it was about 3/4 of an inch long. And when they looked into it, I guess somebody using the meat slicer had sliced a good chunk of their finger off and like rushed off to the hospital. Didn't tell anybody, and it made its way into the sandwich.
Like a person just wrapped it up. They were like,
I guess I have no idea how it got from point bloody stump to like in sandwich, but it all looks the same back there. I guess it's just a blur of cocaine and teenagers underpaid.
Arby's is not a sponsor.
No, obviously
brings a whole new meaning to finger food. Am I right?
You are. Yes, you're correct. This was actually this was a true story, and it was not even the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Going into the research phase, the one that I remember was there was a lady in Las Vegas who found a finger in her chili at a Wendy's. Ooh. And it turned out that it was a scam. Like she tried to sue Wendy's, but her husband had got this finger from a coworker, I guess, that lost it in some kind of like industrial accident. And her and her husband both got a felony charge for it because it came out that this was false. I guess this is
the person wanted to
insurance fraud.
They
I don't know, what is that?
I don't know. I mean, but a person lended them a finger to pull a scam. Like
they're obviously already not smart people, so right. I doubt that they have smart friends
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I don't know what it's not insurance fraud, but it's some sort of maybe it's just straight up fraud.
Yeah.
You know, trying.
Oh, actually, I'm looking at it here. It
Mhm.
was felony grand theft. I guess
Oh,
if you try to sue somebody for false charges or for
yeah,
like a made up reason, that's theft. That makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I get that.
That makes sense to me.
Good lord.
Wendy's still lost $2.5 million over this controversy because that's that's bad press.
That's
All press is bad press
regardless of if the
about
finger was
fingers.
yours or theirs.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of other things weird that were in sandwiches, a person bit into a Subway sandwich.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, real sad for them. I mean, and
Did,
then
did Jared pop out and touch him?
whoa, um, and they bit into something hard, and it wasn't the awful meat. It was a piece of a knife.
What the hell? Really?
So
Like it broke off from the knife from like behind the counter?
see, that's what I thought, and what it was, what it turned out is that somebody had dropped a knife into raw dough, and then put the baking bread into the oven, and then pulled it out and didn't find the knife in it after
What the
they
hell?
had cut it open. So it was in like
That's
one.
fucking crazy.
It was, and it happened twice. There were two stories that I found out. It was ridiculous. I mean,
That's like food Darwinism. It's like you shouldn't be eating this, and you know you shouldn't be eating Subway because it's disgusting. So here's also knives in here. You
yeah,
can still eat at Subway.
nobody has any sense. Nobody has any freaking sense. Final horror story about. I just want to dig into this real quick. The McDonald's hot coffee lawsuit. I don't know if you remember this, but it was in
Oh, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was in 1992, and this woman, everybody boiled it down to, oh, this ridiculous woman had coffee in her lap, and then it popped open and burned herself, and she was driving all crazy, and she deserves
That's how
it.
I remember it.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of remember it going down.
Well,
Like
apparently-
I think McDonald's put a really shitty spin on it.
Oh yeah, and most of it was like a game of telephone essentially. But this woman, she was sitting in a parking lot. The coffee was between 180 and 190 degrees, almost boiling. She got third-degree burns on 16% of her body in
Jesus.
the lower region. She was
Can you be more specific?
yeah, the vagina.
Okay.
She had to get skin grafts. She was
Shit.
disfigured down there, and the jury actually only gave her $160,000 in compensatory
Wow.
damages. But then they decided to put $2.7 million in punitive damages to McDonald's to say, hey, change this. And
Shame on you.
basically. And she only ended up getting about $600,000. So she was nowhere near a millionaire by the end of this. And she was a very old lady, so she was in such pain, and she couldn't
That sucks. I
enjoy
didn't
it at
realize
all.
that she was
Oh,
elderly.
and
That
she
does
was-
make it worse.
She was 79 years old, and they refused to pay her $20,000 fees. That's why they took it to court. Her medical fees. So they were real assholes, but in the end, they have dropped the degree of their coffee, the temperature of their coffee, 10 degrees.
And
So-
I think they also now have some kind of warning on like the cup lid for coffee that says don't balance this on your genitals while you're driving.
Apparently not. And she wasn't even driving. It was her nephew or something like that.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, real tragedy. But, and she died in 2004.
Oh shit.
But that was
From the burns?
12 years later from the burns.
It's a slow burn. You ever heard of a slow burn?
Oh,
Burn.
I have.
Burn.
I have. So
All right.
so there's some crazy foreign fast food around the world. Have you
Do tell. Do tell.
Have you ever heard that they sell beer in German, French, Austrian, and Swiss Mickey D's?
Yes, and I think that's not even limited to those countries nor that restaurant. I believe at like a Wendy's or something in coming back from Dominican Republic. I think I've had like a beer with my food.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
They also have a Royale with cheese, I think. Isn't that what it is?
Yes.
And Le Big Mac? No, I'm kidding. We're not going into that. Something that I thought that you would love is from Japan, and it's the Spam Breakfast Burger.
Who sells that?
That is McDonald's.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Isn't that yummy?
I mean, I do like Spam. It tastes like just like the best part of bacon. I don't know if I trust McDonald's to handle my Spam.
No, I don't want them handling anything of mine, really. But Spam, no. I'm not as big of a fan of Spam as you are. Fan of Spam?
Oh no,
Spam fan.
Yes.
I like
I'm your biggest fan.
Oh, that's my my next year's Valentine's card to you. I promise.
I like
Yeah. There's a Mickey D's also has a Canadian lobster roll, and sometimes it's in New England because that's the lobster area. But finally, KFC Philippines. They have what's called the chitza.
The chitza?
The chitza. It is a fried chicken, I don't know, dough for a pizza. It's just a smashed...
The dough is fried chicken?
Yeah, it's a smashed piece of chicken that's spread
It's
out like
chicken paste?
basically, and then they fry it, and then it's a pizza crust, and then they put ingredients on top of that. So
I almost
dream
feel
of
like,
that.
I almost feel like we shouldn't even talk about this on this show, because if that got out like in like middle America, I think that would go viral.
They'll demand
like
it.
Well, and I would definitely freaking try it because it does sound crazy delicious.
For at least one time. I mean it's
well,
very
one time's all it takes.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing that I've done with like have you ever tried the KFC Double Down?
Is that where they put like a KFC burger in like a bowl of mashed potatoes?
Oh no, that's the
something crazy like that.
That's the famous bowl where it's just basically
that's a real thing. I was making that up.
Yes, no, everything
Oh,
everything goes in. Patton Oswalt has a wonderful bit about it where they just throw their potatoes and gravy and cheese and little chunks of chicken into a bowl, and you eat it with sadness on the side. No, the KFC Double Down is the chicken is the bun, and cheese and bacon are the insides of the sandwich.
That's
end.
That's freaking weird. That's kind of like Taco Bell's like insane menu that I don't know who took over Taco Bell like in the last 5 years, but like the new shit that they add is fucking crazy.
They are
like,
trying a lot of interesting stuff.
The breakfast taco that is a really awful looking fried egg is the shell.
Right? Yeah, or the waffle taco, and I think they also have
I only like waffle taco because it sounds
it also sounds like something that you shouldn't Google. You know,
Blue waffle taco.
Oh, there it is. There's also the naked chicken taco, which is the fried chicken is the taco shell. And I think that was only for a limited time. I think there's also been a biscuit taco, but I can't confirm or deny that. There was this weird
I'm just
thing.
waiting for the taco.
The taco.
It's a taco that they put upside down in a regular taco, and then they shoot out a cannon at your face. I don't know. You had to beat it out of a pinata.
Burger King has some weird shit too. There was this promotion for Halloween one time. We were saying we love Halloween, but this was a black bun burger, and it was A1 sauce that was baked into the bun. So it was a black bun, and it was just a hamburger, but it made your, shall we say, number twos green.
I'm not gonna lie, I find both ends of that experience interesting.
I know.
A1 sauce on the bun sounds awesome,
right?
And then like I don't know, I like tracking like when my food comes out. I like saying like, oh, this was this. So to color code it. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Fair enough. I mean, when did I eat corn? I mean, that's always what I'm
corn.
thinking. They also have these things at Burger King called the mac and cheese Cheeto bites. Have you seen those?
No.
They're like,
I don't want to see those.
they're baked.
That sounds awful.
They're baked mac and cheese inside of a Cheeto dust casing, essentially. Yep. Yeah.
Oh man, like I already don't like mac and cheese, and just to have that like that
Shoved in your
fart
face.
dust, yeah, cheese fart all over it. I don't know.
So all of this really doesn't sound that healthy for you.
No, in fact, there's a good fucking reason for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not.
It's okay. Oh, that makes
you
sense.
heard it here, folks.
Yeah. What a hot take on this. So what did we find out about the health aspects of this this, we'll say, epidemic? That's
Yeah, doctors have studied this, and scientifically, they have said that this is shitty for you.
pretty definitive.
Yeah, I think the biggest like horrible thing that's been done to fast food, just to increase sales, is that high fructose corn syrup was introduced like in the 1960s, and I didn't know this about high fructose corn syrup. I know it tastes fucking great. And sweet,
yes.
but it tricks the body into making you want to eat more, and it also causes the body to store more fat.
Doesn't it delay the response from the stomach saying that you're full? Something to that effect?
It might be something like that.
Yeah.
We'll leave that to the scientists to tell us exactly.
Of course.
It wasn't in the article that I
Oh,
read.
that's fine.
But the
It
average
tricks it
American eats
somehow.
about 60 pounds per year of high fructose corn syrup.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
It's it's not so great. There's a clear correlation between fast food and just a ton of health issues. Heart disease, obesity, high cholesterol, colorectal cancer, mood swings, diarrhea, hives, shyness, cabin fever, sudden flatulence, unibrow, tennis elbow, the mange, butterface, lupus, TPA, and blown transmission.
my God.
Clear indicators.
My God.
It's
That's horrifying. I mean, that's like I said, it's an epidemic. It's something that that can't be stopped. I'm wondering. I'm wondering. Is the reason that people drink so much soda because it's also available in drive-thrus and fast food? I gotta believe that there's a correlation to that as well. You know, I mean, it just because it's around us all the time. I don't think that if it was an option there and like at movie theaters and gas stations, you know, those would probably be the main places that people absorb that awful high fructose corn syrup thing.
Yeah, just kind of keeps that addiction going. I
Yeah.
wonder if there's withdrawals from it. I have to imagine there probably is.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure of it. I'm pretty sure I've seen people in the alleyway asking to trade favors for some Coke, if you know what I mean.
It's
Yeah.
it is sad. Yeah, sometimes they have to get the medium or even low fructose corn syrup.
No, that's a shame. So, guess what time it is, Chris?
Oh, fuck.
It's Guess Who That Was?
All right, start the bloody music. Who was that?
All right. Ronald McDonald, introduced in 1963, was first played by Willard Scott, the weatherman on the Today Show, who also played Bozo the Clown, if you can believe
Amazing.
that. My goodness. Approximately 11 actors have played Ronald McDonald over the decades, either on screen or as a cartoon. There's
Any female?
No, unfortunately not. That is, I feel like the next step, or females will say, hey, don't drag us into this. Jack in the Box has only been voiced by 2 actors, which I actually don't believe because I feel like it's changed every couple of years.
I thought it was the same guy all the way through.
Well,
I like the Jack voice.
I like it too, but within the last 3 years, it's changed. 94 to 2015, it was Richard Sittig, and most recently, it's David Tompkins.
Founder of Wendy's.
He switched, but he. There was also a character. I don't know if you remember him. It was called Mac Tonight. It was to promote dinner at McDonald's. I guess that was a time in the 1980s or the 1990s where people didn't actually use fast food for dinner. And he was a weird 50s style dude, but with a moon head.
What?
Yeah, he had a big moon head with sunglasses, and he was dressed in a suit. And
sounds like regular fast food nonsense.
Oh, absolutely. And he was played by Doug Jones. If you don't know
rapper.
Who that is, no, he's actually all of the gangly monsters in Guillermo del Toro movies.
Really?
Yeah, he was in Pan's Labyrinth.
Like a creepy Andy Serkis.
Yeah, exactly. He was Abe Sapien in the Hellboy movies, and he's also in The Shape of Water. He's the monster. And I've actually met the man in a Burbank elevator going to the movies. He's very
Did he scare you?
He's about 150 pounds and 6'4". It's scary, man.
Wow,
it's super weird,
wow.
but he's great. He's a really nice dude. Just to blow through the Ronald McDonald gang. I'm not going to tell you who played them. I know that's what this part is about, but it's there's too many to list. But I just wanted to remind you.
Segment for us.
I just wanted to remind you of all of these weird characters that you may remember, you may not. There was Grimace, the big purple dude, who actually started out as evil. It seems like a lot of these characters on the Ronald McDonald gang started out evil, or stayed evil, like the Hamburglar. There was Birdie.
Is he evil, though? He's only got one tooth. I mean, how evil can he be?
That's true, but he always steals food. He would steal what was called the hamburger patch, which were the little hamburgers that were like learning how to be big hamburgers.
Were they the puppets?
They were the puppets, and weirdly enough, they would eat them.
I guess
they
he was
were
always promoting anarchy.
anthropomorphized. Yeah, exactly. He's
always running around saying "rebel, rebel."
Rebel. That's exactly right. There were the Fry Kids, those little weirdos on skates.
Oh, it's a little creepy.
Yes, indeed. And they were kind of like the aliens in what's it called? Kermit in the Muppets. You know, the anyway.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Mayor McCheese was a dude. He was a little bumbling as well. Officer Big Mac was keeping
Officer
the peace.
Big Mac. I kind of remember him, I guess.
Yeah. There was the hamburger patch, which were the children who got eaten. There was Captain Crook and the Professor, which I don't really remember that well.
I think you made that up.
No, there are pictures on the internet of them, and I don't know how they figured in, but they might have been bad guys, they might have not. I didn't really care. But funny enough, they were all sort of vaguely modeled after the H.R. Pufnstuf puppets and show. And in fact, Marty Krofft, after McDonald's had stolen a bunch of his workers and his voice actors actually for the McDonald's land stuff, he sued them for using the look and feel defense.
What does that mean? That sounds creepy.
It means that they were stealing the look and the feel of his show. Not that.
Did Donald Trump coin that?
I think so. And Marty Krofft actually got $1 million.
Oh shit!
Yes,
that's evil.
Yes, exactly. And then there was the lesser-known BK Kids Club. There was Kidvid, Jaws, Snaps, Lingo, Wheels, Boomer, and their dog, JD. If you have any interest in any of that, don't look it up. It's real generic and real dumb.
I don't know. I still think Kid Vid looks kind of cool.
He is. He's the one guy who looks like he escaped from a video game.
I'm pretty sure he came from the future.
Yeah. And he has these modern goggles that are like he came from 2018 and brought the VR goggles that we have now back then.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's about it. And that's my segment, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks for enlightening us.
Thanks for putting up with that. Yay.
All right. I feel like fast food doesn't deserve any more of our time.
No, God, no.
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 How are you scoring this?
Well.
The experience of fast food from childhood to now.
Listen, as a child, it actually is pretty intrinsic to how I grew up. I don't know. It seemed like part of the culture.
It explains a lot.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. But seeing what it did and what the kind of evils influence that it has over children and society and health issues in general. Gosh, I don't know. I enjoy all of the memories, but modern day, I think I give it only like 4 Fry Kids.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. This was such a like exciting thing when I was a kid to like go and play in the play place and get a Happy Meal. And today, it feels bad. There's nothing that feels good about it. You always kind of feel ashamed when you're driving out of there, even if it's just food for yourself.
Oh yeah.
Even if you're starving, you have that. There's that stigma.
Yeah, and there should be though.
Yeah,
So what do you give it?
I give it 3 severed thumbs up out of 10.
Yeah.
And yet, I mean, like you said, like I have fond memories of this. Like I don't know if I could even like say delete necessarily, but I mean, it's not good.
No, I think there is another. I think we have to just clean this memory of saying we don't like how it's affected us now, but we enjoy those memories at least.
Let's file this under refrag.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
I like.
Yeah, that's our can't let go of it.
Yep.
Hoarder mentality. Thanks. All right. So what are we looking at for next time here?
Well, I don't know. What are we looking at for next time?
Well, next episode, stay tuned for Speed Dating with Dream Phone. It's for you.
Ooh, it's for me? Yeah. Well, also, did the Tiny Toons ever graduate from Acme University?
I'm pretty sure they had Simpsons disease, where they just never grow up. It's like a perpetual hell, or maybe even what's the in-between?
Purgatory. You're absolutely right. That just might be. Oh, poor them. And finally,
is that even considered a dystopia?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't think so. Well, maybe. I don't know.
It's a topia of some sort. Yeah. A topiary?
Dinotopia.
Yeah.
And will they ever bring back My Buddy for adults?
Ooh.
I could really use one.
I think they that's the real dolls.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
I think
it's sex dolls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Coming soon from Japan. Oh, Japan, you're so crazy.
Oh, you crazy. Well, if you enjoyed our episode, or even if you didn't, please stalk us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We're at Out of Memory Pod. And email us with questions, comments, and recipes for not fast food to outofmemorypod@gmail.com.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. All right.
One of us. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Heart disease, obesity, high cholesterol, colorectal cancer, mood swings, diarrhea, hives. I'll have to cut back in. Okay, hold on.
All right.
Shyness, cabin fever, sudden flatulence. Okay.
Hmm.